Bebés! Okay, so we're taking a different route with this Logan Paul versus KSI fight video because, let's be honest, if you were looking up Logan Paul versus KSI, trying to figure out who won and wanting to see all the highlights, that's been out since probably Saturday night or Sunday, I don't know. But that was our original plan with this video because we pretty much vlogged like our experience at the fight. We got like clips of all the fights. We got the clip of the engagement from the one fighter. I recorded the entire fight of Logan Paul and KSI. And I also recorded all my interactions with all the famous people that we saw because we had like the best seats. But yeah, so we're taking a different route because I'm gonna be honest, Sophia had, and if you hear them crying right now, it's because they fight with their toys. They're trying to learn how to share right now. Me and Fabian decided that we're gonna take a different approach with this video because Sophia had a little accident the following morning when I was gonna plan to edit and post the video. She's fine though, by the way. Don't worry about her. She has just like a couple scratches on her nose. If you follow my Instagram, you've already seen it. But she's good, and we went and took her to her doctor to make sure, and they said she's fine. Like it's just pretty much the scratches, and she also like has like a little itty bitty bruise right here. But anyways, I'll just put in a picture so you can see, but she's fine. So I wanted to do this video differently than just like post up like the KSI fight and everything, which I'll still put the highlights in the end if you're here for that, if you haven't seen it yet, because I recorded the whole thing. And but pretty much we wanted to talk about how lucky we got with the event and our seats, because we got to take pictures and we got to like encounter and have interactions with so many famous people and famous YouTubers. Like I'm talking Ed Sheeran walked in front of us like 3 times, passed us by, smiled. I got a video of him. I had Tana Mongu. She's like Jake Paul's wife. She blew me a kiss on my camera. I got a video of her. Fabian got so many pictures with famous boxers, and yeah, etc, etc. We saw so many people there. Justin Bieber was there. Apparently Chris Brown was there, but we never saw him. And the Ace family was there. They walked right past us, and so there was just a lot of people there, and like we had so many like crazy interactions. In most of the videos I'm literally freaking out. Like I don't watch a lot of these YouTubers, I don't really listen to a lot of these famous people's music, but I don't know, like the feeling of seeing a famous person like really freaked me out. I feel like a lot of you can relate. I don't know, I've just always been like that. Even when I was a child and I went to Disneyland, the Jonas Brothers were there, and I was freaking out and had to get pictures of them with my little flip phone, which they were like this big on the screen because you couldn't zoom in. But yeah, for some reason I freaked out even though I barely knew who they were. But yeah, so we just kind of wanted to direct this video in a different direction, and it's pretty much gonna be our steps, our lucky steps that we made to see so many freaking famous people and YouTubers at this event, because we got so lucky with our seats. Like we had awesome seats. First off, I want to say Logan Paul lost, but if he held another event like this again and fights again, or another like kind of big YouTuber does something like this again, I would recommend going. I'm not going to tell you how much our tickets were, but they were pretty cheap considering what you guys pay for like Coachella and like all these big festivals and these raves and stuff. Like I'm just gonna say it was 100% worth what we paid, and they were cheap in general. Like they were cheap tickets, and we were like, there's the floor seating, and we were the front row before you get to the floor seating, so we were right in the front. Our tickets were cheap. I'm pretty sure the cheapest tickets there were probably like $20. So yeah, they were really good seats, and they were really cheap considering how good of seats they were, because we were like right there in the front, and then it was the floor seating. If he holds another event like this, I would just recommend going, because considering the fact it's such a new thing that like a YouTuber is getting into boxing, I feel like a lot of famous people and a lot of like big names like Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, Wiz Khalifa was right there, walked right past us. They are like going to witness it, and so you could get lucky like we get lucky with the people that will end up being there, because I mean, you don't know who's watching KSI videos and you don't know who's watching Logan Paul videos, and apparently they have a lot of big name fans. So I would just recommend going if they do another one, because if you don't even like boxing, or Logan Paul or KSI, which I don't even watch either of them, we went because Fabian is like a big boxing fan. I would just recommend going, because I mean, you're entertained the whole time. Most of the viewers there weren't interested in boxing, you can tell. They were there to see Logan Paul versus KSI, but because anytime like a famous person was walking by, people were more interested in going to like take pictures or go talk to the famous person.
It's so funny how nobody's watching the fight. Everyone's just mesmerized by all the famous people. Like, there's Amanda Cerny right there. Ed Sheeran just passed by. We'll put that up there. Look at that. We're so close.
What the?
Where?
Wait, Tony.
Which one? Oh, that's Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins. Like, nobody's even watching the fight.
But the cool thing about that is like you're constantly entertained by the fight, on top of like hunting to see famous people. So that's pretty much what the whole vibe of the arena was like, because anytime like not a very big name boxer was fighting and then like a famous person would walk in, everybody was trying to do that, and if you didn't care about that famous person, you were still watching a cool fight. And that actually got me really interested in boxing, because Fabian loves boxing. He's always talking about like, let me think of names. Canelo, we watched Canelo fight the week before, and he always talks about Mayweather because his sister used to work in Vegas, and so she would always see him because he would like close down the mall and stuff and like go shop for himself or whatever. But yeah, I'm starting to get into boxing because Fabian's a really big boxing fan, and also his friend Hugo that we went with. That's gonna be in a couple clips in the video. The next thing I want to say is to meet famous people, not only just go to that event, like that newish event where you don't really know what type of faces you're gonna see, get the seats next to the exit. So what made us so lucky was we had seats right next to one of the major exits. So at the end of the event, we had the Ace family walk past us, Wiz Khalifa walked past us, Ed Sheeran walked past us, Summer Rae walked past us, if you don't know who that is. Rice Gum walked past us. I don't really know who he is, but apparently he's famous. And who else? King Bach walked past us. And these are all people we got videos with. Some of them we even got pictures with. And who else? Yeah, I'll just put in clips so you pretty much see everybody. I'll just put in all the clips that I got. And then the third thing is, don't waste your money on the floor seats. If you're a famous person or you're super rich and got the money to do it, then I mean you can, because you can like easily mingle, get pictures right next to the ring. Is that what you call it, a ring? Where they fight. You know what I'm talking about. You could get pictures next to it, which in the beginning people were all taking pictures next to it and stuff, like right next to the boxers and stuff. But don't waste your money on the floor seats, because the floor seats compared to our seats, which were the front row seats before you get down to the floor seats, there was like a $200 difference right there. And guys, I think our seats were better because people were just, all the famous people that were on the floor were walking around the edge of the floor trying to find their seats, so they would pass right by us because we were the front right before the floor. So I thought those seats were much better because we kept on talking back and forth with somebody that was sitting on the floor right in front of us, and they kept missing the famous people walking by because their eyes were just directly on the fight. They weren't able to like be turned around the whole time looking at all the fans behind them because they were looking at the fight. But because we were looking directly in front of us where all the people would walk by that were on the floor, pretty much all the famous people and all the big names, we were able to see them and we were able to call them out right away when we saw them. So a lot of the times Fabian or his friend Hugo would see someone that was famous, be like, hey, whatever their name is, come over here. And they would just come and take pictures. Like, they were so cool. Those are pretty much my 3 tips I would like to give. But yeah, so if you want to see famous people, if you want to have a really good chance for not a lot of money at all to go see like a crap ton of famous people, then I would recommend going to another one of these events. Anything like whenever a YouTuber is like dabbling in something, like how Logan and KSI are dabbling in this like fighting scene, I feel like just just go, because like it's a big deal. A lot of the big name people are gonna want to go see like what the event is like. So just like go, because you have a good chance like we did to see so many people for the price that we paid. It was just like 100% worth it. Please keep watching if you would like to see the highlights of the KSI versus Logan Paul fight, because I'm gonna put all that here because I recorded it all. So yes, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you decide. I'm just trying to help you guys out. If you're trying to see famous people for not that much money, go do this. Go do what I am telling you, because it was 100% worth it. But anyways, thanks for coming back to this video. I hope you had fun, and yeah, so keep watching for the highlights. Thank you, love you.